Quick disclaimer. This video has nothing to do with what we know about Minecraft lore based on structures and mob behavior, yet. The purpose of this video is to see if I can build a timeline starting off with just achievements as my ground source. In later parts of the series I might look into structures and mob behavior, but for now the main focus is achievements. Enjoy! Hi guys, and today I'm finally making a theory video that I've been working on since 2014. I want to see if I can make a timeline out of events based on the achievements in Minecraft. Now I don't think I can fit the final result in just one video, so instead of answering my own question I'll spend this video searching for clues. The first thing I need to get out of the way is that not all versions of Minecraft have all achievements. Achievements were originally officially added in beta 1.5. But for the sake of this video I won't be looking at beta, alpha or even cave game. Instead I want to start my journey at 1.0. From there the timeline already starts to take its shape. But I want to see what the timeline looks like if I take every single achievement. Which means I had to download a PNG of the achievements in 1.11, more on that later. But with all that out of the way, this is what I've got so far based on the achievements. Steve wakes up in the middle of nowhere and looks around. Steve is confronted with the lack of items in his possession, so he punches down some trees so that he can make a crafting table. The crafting table is important because it is the craft in Minecraft. Steve can now craft himself items such as a hoe and a sword. As a farmer, Steve can make himself bread and cake. And as he's preparing for battle, he can become a monster hunter so that he can eventually sniper duel with a skeleton. But he can also become a cow tipper and eventually repopulate the earth, and maybe experiment on pigs while he's at it. But this is not just any crafting game, this is Minecraft. So to progress the story, Steve's priority has always been mining with a pickaxe to gather more stone, so that he can eventually get an upgrade and craft a furnace. The furnace is important because you can use it to bake food such as fish, as well as melt iron, which you can use to craft rails or an iron pickaxe, which is required to mine diamonds. And who doesn't love diamonds? As a matter of fact, here you go, diamonds to you. But jokes aside, diamonds are important. You need a diamond pickaxe to mine obsidian. And this is where I have to pause the timeline with a short advice. Before progressing the story, make sure to have an enchantment table and place it in a library so that you can enchant at higher levels. To make sure you have a diamond sword that can deal 9 hearts of damage. Because the next step in the timeline is to go to the Nether, where you can return to Sender and get yourself a blaze rod. The blaze rod is important because you can start your own local brewery, as well as make an Eye of Ender, which is needed once you find a stronghold, so that you can finish the portal and visit the end to defeat the Ender Dragon and finally beat the game. This is where the end credits come in and tell you to go outside and touch grass. More on that in a later video, because for now I just want to focus on the achievements. But anyway, the important part is that the credits tell you to go out and touch grass. You can either take this literally, which is probably the way they intended it, or you can accept the challenge and further explore the world of Minecraft, learning more about the lore based on structures, exploring all biomes, getting to know this game from the inside out, like most of us have already been doing for over a decade. Inviting other players or join servers. This is the most meta part in the timeline because this is of itself the Minecraft meta. You mine, you craft, you explore, and you apply what you've learned so far into future playthroughs. Steve is finally ready to find himself in whatever situation he finds himself in next. Or you could just say fuck it, build a wither and see how it destroys the world you grew to love. Of course, after learning that actions have consequences, Steve kills the wither and uses its loot for his beacon. And that's basically it.
But wait, isn't this just the achievement so far up until 1.7? What about 1.8?
This is where my timeline theory gets scattered a little bit. You see, I indeed completed writing this timeline back in 1.7. But by the time 1.8 came around, I came to a shocking realization. If you paid close attention to the timeline down below, you probably noticed it too. The achievements are not chronologically added per update. Now this wouldn't have mattered had it not been for the fact that 1.8 introduced Alex. I have been presented with two major questions that may change everything. 1. How does the fact that achievements aren't added chronologically in updates affect the timeline, if at all? And 2, where does Alex fit in the timeline? So I compared the achievements so far until 1.7 with the achievements so far until 1.11, and that's when I found out that only one achievement was added after 1.7, in 1.8 of all updates. It's the one where you eat a notch apple. Hi, while editing I just came to a really interesting discovery. Diamonds to You is an achievement that has been added in 1.7. Both Alex and the achievement Overpowered are added in 1.8. So my theory right now is that in 1.8 Steve met Alex and traded a notch apple for a diamond. Or vice versa. Anyway, I think when they met, that's how they met anyway. And up until 1.11, that's basically it. This PNG is the entire timeline based on achievements. So I guess I can finally start to...
In 1.12, achievements are replaced for advancements.
Are you fucking kidding me? No, I can fix this. I think I know what's going on. First of all, I am going to make a second video where I try to tell the story based on updates instead of achievements, with of course the achievements in mind, but whatever. Because the updates do have some interesting pieces of lore that may affect the timeline I have right now. Second of all, I think the advancements have an important purpose. You see, up until now, Minecraft has had a beginning and an end. But that is not the point of the game. Matter of fact, most people who saw this video in the recommendeds probably cringed at the fact that I put this much time and effort trying to find the lore in a sandbox game. And up until 1.8, I have been ignoring common sense by making that timeline anyways. But with 1.12's advancements, I have reached a breaking point. Because now achievements are hidden under 5 tabs and there doesn't seem to be a connection anywhere. But I figured it out. These 5 tabs are representative of routes. That's right. While at first I hated advancements, I get it now. Minecraft isn't about Steve or Alex. It is about you. You can play the game however you want to play. This is a community game. After having analyzed the advancements, I realized something that I already knew since the beginning, but never have been confronted with on a level this meta. It isn't about how do I beat Minecraft. It is about how do I want to play Minecraft. What do you think? Is my theory about achievements correct? Is my theory about advancement correct? Who knows? Next video I'll have to see if I can answer my 2 major questions. Or maybe it's 3 now that advancements have changed the way I look at the timeline. To recap, how does the fact that achievements aren't added chronologically in updates affect the timeline? Where does Alex fit in the timeline? And how do advancements affect the timeline? As in, is it even still the same timeline? So please, while waiting for part 2 of this theory, feel free to comment your ideas. And I'll be comparing the update timeline with the achievements timeline to see how they connect, if at all. Since I don't have an outro, I'll just play some Minecraft related meme, I think.